What if the key to controlling your blood sugar wasn't on your dinner plate, but on your pillow? What if the silent numbers that creep up on your glucose meter, the ones that leave you feeling frustrated and confused despite your healthy diet, are actually being controlled by what you do in the dark? If you are over 60 and you are doing everything right during the day, but still watching your risk for diabetes climb, then this is the most important video you will watch this year. I'm Dr. Sato, and for decades, I have helped my patients bridge the gap between modern medicine and the timeless wisdom of natural health. I've seen countless people, just like you, who feel betrayed by their own bodies. They exercise, they avoid sugar, they take their supplements religiously, but the threat of diabetes still looms. The problem is, they are looking for the answer in the wrong place. The root cause isn't in their pantry, it's in their bedroom. It's in the habits they repeat every single night without even thinking about them. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 sleep habits that are the secret architects of diabetes after 60. These are not the obvious mistakes. These are the hidden ones. The ones that masquerade as harmless routines or even healthy choices. We will follow the story of a patient of mine, a 72-year-old man named Mr. Tanaka, who finally unlocked his health not by changing his diet, but by changing his sleep. His transformation was so dramatic that his own doctor asked him what medication he had started taking. The answer? None. He had simply stopped sabotaging his body's natural ability to heal itself every single night. This is not about generic advice like, get more sleep. This is about specific, hidden mistakes you may be making every single night that are silently pushing your blood sugar higher and higher. So, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because we are about to turn on the lights and expose these hidden dangers one by one. By the end of this video, you will have a clear action plan to reclaim control over your metabolic health, starting tonight. Let me introduce you to Mr. Tanaka. When he first walked into my clinic, he brought with him a folder of meticulously kept records, blood pressure logs, daily food diaries, a list of his medications, even a spreadsheet tracking his daily steps. He was a retired engineer, and he approached his health like a problem to be solved with data and discipline. But the data wasn't adding up, and the discipline wasn't paying off. He sat down across from me, his voice a mixture of frustration and genuine confusion, and he said, "Dr. Sato, I don't understand. I walk 2 miles every single morning before breakfast. I've cut out white rice and sweets. I eat vegetables with every meal. My weight is stable. I don't drink alcohol. But my A1C level has gone from a healthy 5.5 to 6.2 in just 1 year. My doctor is talking about starting me on metformin, and I feel like a complete failure. I'm doing everything the books tell me to do. What am I missing?" I looked at his food diary. It was impeccable. I looked at his exercise log. It was consistent. Then I asked him a question that most doctors never ask. "Mr. Tanaka, tell me about your sleep. What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? And does this change on the weekends?" His face shifted. He hadn't expected that question. He said, "Well, I go to bed around 10 p.m. on weeknights and wake up at 6 a.m. But on the weekends, I like to stay up late watching documentaries, sometimes until midnight or 1 a.m. And then I sleep in until 9 or 10 a.m. I figure I'm catching up on rest. Is that a problem?" That was the moment I knew we had found the answer. Mr. Tanaka was missing the single most important pillar of metabolic health, the profound biological reset that happens during consistent, high-quality sleep. He saw sleep as a passive state, a simple shutting down of the system. I explained to him that sleep is the most active and important work his body does all day. It's when your internal pharmacy opens and your hormonal symphony plays. The 2 most important musicians in this symphony are cortisol, the stress hormone, and insulin, the blood sugar manager. When you sleep well and consistently, they are in perfect harmony. Cortisol drops at night, allowing your cells to become more sensitive to insulin. Your pancreas gets a rest. Your blood sugar stabilizes. But when your sleep is disrupted, when the timing is inconsistent, when the quality is poor, it's like the musicians are playing from two different sheets of music. The result is chaos. Cortisol stays elevated. Your cells become resistant to insulin's message. Sugar gets trapped in your bloodstream, unable to enter your cells. This chaos has a name: insulin resistance, and it is the direct, well-paved path to type 2 diabetes. Mr. Tanaka's problem wasn't his diet, it was his sleep, and it started with the very first habit. Mistake number 1, the weekend catch-up trap, an inconsistent sleep schedule. Mr. Tanaka, like so many of us, lived by two different clocks. From Monday to Friday, he was disciplined, waking at 6 a.m. sharp, his body attuned to the rhythm. But on Saturday and Sunday, he would reward himself by staying up late to watch historical documentaries and sleeping in until 9 or 10 a.m. He believed he was catching up on rest, repaying a debt. What he was actually doing was giving his body a case of weekly jet lag, a condition scientists call social jet lag. Imagine your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, is a delicate, ancient grandfather clock. It's been keeping perfect time for millions of years of human evolution. It thrives on consistency, on the predictable rise and fall of the sun. When you change your sleep time by 2 or 3 hours on the weekend, you are grabbing the hands of that clock and wrenching them forward. Your body doesn't know if it's in Tokyo or New York. It doesn't know when to release cortisol to wake you up, or when to release melatonin to put you to sleep. It's in a state of constant confusion. This isn't just a feeling of grogginess on Monday morning. This is a biological reality with serious consequences. A landmark study from Harvard University, published in the journal Diabetes Care, followed over 84,000 people with an average age of 62 for more than 7 years. The results were shocking. People whose sleep duration varied by more than just 1 hour from night to night had a 34% higher risk of developing diabetes. Let me repeat that. A 34% higher risk. And the problem wasn't the amount of sleep they were getting on average. Many of them were sleeping a seemingly adequate 7 to 8 hours. The problem was the inconsistency. This social jet lag throws your cortisol and insulin into a state of confusion. Your body doesn't know when to prepare for activity and when to prepare for rest. It's a state of constant low-grade stress that directly promotes insulin resistance. Your cells stop listening to insulin's message because they don't know what time of day it is. They don't know if they should be storing energy or releasing it. This confusion is metabolic chaos, and it is one of the most powerful drivers of diabetes in older adults. I explained this to Mr. Tanaka, and I could see the realization dawning on his face. He said, "So, you're telling me that my Saturday night movie marathons are more dangerous to my health than a piece of cake?" I nodded. In many ways, yes. Because the cake is a one-time event. This is a weekly disruption to your body's most fundamental rhythm. What is your sleep schedule like? Do you have a different clock for the weekend? Do you stay up late on Friday and Saturday and then sleep in? Share your routine in the comments below. Let's see how common this really is. I think you'll be surprised to see how many of us are making this exact mistake. The fix: honor the rhythm. For 1 week, I want you to try this. Go to bed and wake up within the same 60-minute window every single day. Yes, even on weekends. If you stay up a little later one night, it is far better to wake up at your normal time and feel a bit tired than to sleep in and throw your entire hormonal system into chaos. This consistency is a powerful signal of safety to your body. It tells your internal clock you can trust this rhythm. You can plan around it. Within just a few days, you will notice that you fall asleep more easily, you wake up more refreshed, and your energy is more stable throughout the day. And your blood sugar, it will start to respond. Mistake number 2. The energy thief. The long afternoon nap. Mr. Tanaka's inconsistent nights led directly to his second mistake. Around 3 p.m. every afternoon, he would feel a wave of fatigue wash over him. His eyelids would grow heavy. His focus would blur. To combat this, he would settle into his favorite leather armchair for a nap, often for an hour, sometimes even longer. He thought he was recharging his batteries, being kind to his body. In reality, he was stealing energy from the night ahead and sabotaging his metabolic health. Think of your need for sleep, what scientists call sleep pressure, as a balloon that slowly inflates throughout the day. From the moment you wake up, a chemical called adenosine starts to accumulate in your brain. The longer you are awake, the more adenosine builds up and the more the balloon inflates. By the time you're ready for bed, the balloon is full and you feel a powerful, irresistible urge to sleep. This is your body's natural sleep drive, and it's incredibly important for falling asleep quickly and staying asleep through the night. A short 20-minute nap is like letting a tiny bit of air out of the balloon. It can refresh you, clear the mental fog, and give you a boost of energy without affecting the overall pressure too much. But a long nap, one that lasts an hour or more, is like popping the balloon. You release all the sleep pressure. You clear out the adenosine. When bedtime arrives, the balloon is empty. You're not tired. You lie in bed, your mind racing, or you fall asleep, but wake up at 2 a.m., unable to return to a deep slumber. This is not just a theory. This is backed by solid research. Studies have shown that older adults who take regular, long naps, especially those lasting more than an hour, have up to a 41% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. The reason is simple. These long naps fragment your nighttime sleep, and fragmented sleep is a direct cause of insulin resistance. You might be getting a total of 8 hours of sleep, but if it's broken into pieces, scattered across the day and night, it doesn't count. Your body never reaches the deep restorative stages of sleep where the real hormonal healing happens. It's like trying to cook a meal by turning the oven on and off every few minutes. The food never gets done. I had another patient, a woman named Mrs. Ito, who was 68 years old. She had recently retired from her job as a librarian, and she loved her newfound freedom. But every afternoon, around 2 p.m., she would feel exhausted. She would retreat to her bedroom for a nap, often sleeping for 2 hours. She would wake up feeling groggy and disoriented, a feeling that would linger for the rest of the afternoon. She told me, "Doctor, I thought napping was healthy, a little gift to myself. But I feel more tired than ever, and my doctor is now concerned about my blood sugar." When we shortened her naps to just 20 minutes and moved them earlier in the day, before 2 p.m., everything changed. Within a week, she was sleeping through the night for the first time in months. Her morning blood sugar readings dropped. She had more energy in the afternoon. She told me, "It's like I got my life back." The fix: if you must nap, treat it like medicine, not a luxury. Keep it to 20-30 minutes and never nap after 3 p.m. Set an alarm. This short, intentional pause can be wonderfully restorative. It's like a quick reset button for your brain. A long, undisciplined nap, however, is a thief that steals your nighttime rest and sabotages your metabolic health. What is your napping habit? Do you take long naps? Share in the comments, and let's support each other in making this change. Mistake number 3, the midnight sun, blue light before bed. After his evening meal, Mr. Tanaka would retreat to his study to read the news on his tablet and correspond with his grandchildren via email. He felt this was a relaxing way to wind down, a way to stay connected, but he was unknowingly sending his brain the most powerful wake-up signal on the planet: blue light. Your brain has a master gland, the pineal gland, that is incredibly sensitive to light. For millennia, its rhythm was set by the sun. When the sun went down and the world became dark, the pineal gland would begin to produce melatonin, the hormone of darkness. Melatonin is not just a sleep aid. It is the gentle whisper that tells your entire body it's time to sleep. It is the conductor that starts the nightly healing symphony. It lowers your body temperature, slows your heart rate, and signals to every cell that it's time to shift from activity mode to repair mode. The screens of our phones, tablets, and computers are like a miniature sun. They emit a powerful blast of blue wavelength light, the same frequency that is most abundant in the morning sun. This blue light screams a single message to your brain. It's morning. Wake up. Stop making melatonin. Studies have shown that just 2 hours of screen time in the evening can suppress melatonin production by up to 50%. You might be in a dark room, but your brain thinks it's high noon. This is a recipe for insomnia and, you guessed it, insulin resistance. When melatonin is suppressed, your body's ability to manage blood sugar is severely impaired. Research has shown that melatonin plays a direct role in regulating insulin secretion from the pancreas. When you don't have enough melatonin, your pancreas doesn't respond properly to rising blood sugar. It's like trying to drive a car with a broken accelerator. You press the pedal, but nothing happens. The sugar just sits in your bloodstream, causing damage. I had a patient, a gentleman named Mr. Kenji, age 75, who was a retired executive. He was a man of discipline and routine. His evenings were structured. After dinner, he would spend 2 hours in his study, catching up on world news and financial markets on his computer. He believed this was a way to keep his mind sharp. But he came to me with 2 complaints. He was finding it increasingly difficult to fall asleep, often lying in bed for an hour or more, and his fasting glucose was now in the pre-diabetic range. He couldn't understand it. "I am not eating sugar, doctor," he said. "So why is my blood sugar so high?" Mr. Kenji was consuming a different kind of sugar, the sugar of artificial light. When we eliminated his evening screen time and replaced it with reading a physical book under a warm lamp, his sleep improved within 3 days. Within 2 weeks, his fasting glucose had dropped by 15 points. He was astonished. "I had no idea my computer was doing this to me," he said. The fix: create an electronic sundown. 2 hours before bed, turn off all screens, all of them. Your phone, your tablet, your computer, your television. Read a physical book. Listen to calming music. Do some gentle stretching. Have a conversation with your loved ones. Let your environment grow dim. Use warm, soft lighting, not bright overhead lights. This period of low light is a crucial signal that allows your body to produce the melatonin it needs to guide you into a deep, metabolically restorative sleep. What is your biggest source of blue light in the evening? Is it your phone, the television, your laptop? Commit to turning it off 2 hours before bed in the comments below. Make it a public commitment. That's the first step to change. Mistake 4. The late night fueling station, eating at the wrong time. Mr. Tanaka's main meal was dinner, which he often finished around 8 p.m. Sometimes, he would even have a small bowl of ice cream or a few crackers while watching television later in the evening, around 9 or 10 p.m. He figured that as long as the calories fit into his daily budget, the timing didn't matter. This was a critical error, one that many people make. Your metabolism has a daily rhythm just like your sleep. It's governed by the same internal clock. In the morning, your body is primed to process food efficiently. Your cells are sensitive to insulin, ready to take in glucose and use it for energy. But as the day progresses, this sensitivity declines. In the evening, your body is preparing for a long night of fasting and repair. your cells naturally become more insulin resistant. This is a smart, protective mechanism. Your body is saying, the kitchen is closing for the night. We don't need any more fuel. We are going to focus on cleaning up and repairing. When you eat a large meal or a sugary snack late in the evening, you are dumping a load of fuel into a system that is trying to shut down. Your pancreas is forced to work overtime, pumping out insulin to try to manage the flood of glucose. But the cells don't listen. They are already in closed for business mode. The sugar gets stuck in your bloodstream, causing inflammation and damage all night long. It's like trying to force a customer into a store after closing time. The lights are off, the staff has gone home, but you're still trying to make a sale. It doesn't work. Studies have shown that eating late at night, especially foods high in sugar and refined carbohydrates, leads to significantly higher blood sugar levels the next morning. This is because your body is simply not equipped to process that food efficiently at that time of day. You are working against your biology. The fix: make dinner your lightest meal of the day and aim to finish it at least 3 hours before you go to bed. This gives your body ample time to process the food before the metabolic kitchen closes. If you feel you need something before bed, avoid sugar and carbohydrates. A small handful of walnuts, a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt, or a few slices of cucumber can provide a gentle source of protein and fat that won't spike your blood sugar. This simple shift in timing can have a profound impact on your morning glucose readings. What time do you usually finish dinner? And do you snack late at night? Share your eating schedule in the comments. Mistake number 5. The couch potato trap. Evening sedentary behavior. This final mistake is the most deceptive because it feels like the right thing to do. After dinner, Mr. Tanaka would move to the couch and remain there, almost motionless, for the rest of the evening, watching television or reading. He was resting, winding down. But there is a difference between rest and stagnation, between calm and complete inactivity. Your muscles are the biggest storage tank for glucose in your body. They are like a massive sponge. When you use them, they soak up sugar from your bloodstream, taking a huge burden off your pancreas. This process requires very little insulin. It's a natural, efficient way to manage blood sugar. When you sit completely still for hours after a meal, that sponge remains dry. The entire job of managing your post-meal blood sugar falls on your aging pancreas, which is already struggling to keep up. The fix. This does not mean you need to go for a run after dinner. The solution is far more gentle. It is the ancient tradition of the evening stroll, what we call yusanpo in Japan. A simple 15 to 20 minute walk, taken about 30 minutes after you finish your meal, is one of the most powerful things you can do for your blood sugar. It activates your muscles and tells them to start soaking up that glucose. Studies have shown this simple habit can dramatically lower the blood sugar spike from your meal, often by 20 to 30%. It is a gentle closing of the day, a final quiet task before the great rest of the night begins. It doesn't have to be fast or strenuous. A slow, mindful walk around your neighborhood, or even just around your house if the weather is bad, is enough. The key is movement. If you cannot walk, even standing and doing some gentle stretches or walking in place for a few minutes can make a difference. The goal is to break the pattern of complete, uninterrupted stillness. When I saw Mr. Tanaka 2 months after he implemented these 5 changes, he looked like a different man. The weariness in his eyes was gone. He walked into my office with a spring in his step. He opened his folder, and this time the data told a different story. His morning blood sugar was stable and in a healthy range. His A1C had dropped from 6.2 to 5.7. He was no longer pre-diabetic. He said, Doctor, it's a miracle. I'm eating the same foods, but my body is completely different. It wasn't a miracle. He had simply stopped disrupting his body's natural wisdom. He had learned to work with his internal clock, not against it. He had honored the rhythm of his biology, and his body had rewarded him with health. This is not your destiny. You are not doomed to diabetes. You have the power to change this. You can build a future free from the shadow of this disease. It begins tonight. Choose one of these habits, just one, and commit to it. Maybe it's creating a consistent sleep schedule. Maybe it's shortening your naps. Maybe it's turning off your screens 2 hours before bed. Pick the one that resonates with you the most and start there. Small changes, done consistently, create profound results. Thank you for joining me today. If you are ready to take control of your blood sugar through the power of sleep, commit to one change in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone you love who might be struggling with the same issue. Don't forget to subscribe for more evidence-based secrets to a long and vibrant life. Until next time, be well.